So I've talked a lot about the insanity, the egos battling, but not realizing that they're sounding a little cray-cray to the rest of us, because as we awaken, well, those of you who are choosing that, as we awaken, the programming and all of the insanity starts to look like, yeah, we're in the insane asylum with some crazy stuff going on, and we need to step away. Okay, step away from the craziness. Now, what's happening is, like, the more you become aware of that, the more insane it looks. But I want to talk today about the people in charge and some of the intelligent people. Politics doesn't necessarily attract intelligent people. A lot of egos there that want power and are puppets for a lot of people. We're not going to go into that because, as I shared with you, there's some things you can do that are going to take us into something so amazing that's happening right now. And we see that for what it is, an era that's dissolving, and blessing it through everything we have teachings. But here's what I want you to know about some of the things going on in powerful high places. Yeah, maybe most of you are discounting this one important thing. Let's go. Welcome to Landria, Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through the fears and live an amazing life. You can live one here. It will be filled with challenges. It will be filled with fear and loss and sadness and all these other things, but we break through it. We view it. We observe it. We become the players, and we see the divine purpose in all of it. And when you see divine purpose, it doesn't mean it feels good, but you realize there's something from this. And through my response to it, I create a new world. Now, I hope that you'll subscribe, because I got more good stuff coming, and you're going to love today, because I'm going to talk to you about, let's just see, organizations like the Bilderberg. I don't know if it's a society or group, but I'm going to give you a little excerpt here of what happens after they meet. Now, what is it? It's a group of super high-powered individuals who have a lot of money, which means they have a lot of control. And they get together in a very private place every year, and afterwards, things happen. Now, here's what I want to share with you after you take a look at a few things that have happened after they've met. All right, let's talk about the Bilderberg meeting that takes place, I think, once a year, sometimes twice. It's an annual off-the-record forum established in 1954 to foster dialogue between Europe and North America. But the agenda was to prevent another world war. But I don't think that's what's going on now. Basically, it's bolstering a consensus around free market, Western capitalism, and its interests around the globe. Participants include political leaders, experts, captains of industry, finance, academia. So we're not talking about just politicians here. We're talking about people with money and influence. It's between 120 and 150 attendees. And it's private. They meet at very exclusive places. And they say it's to encourage candid debate, while at the same time maintaining privacy. But here's what's been happening. After a meeting, substantial things happen. One great example is all of a sudden this person nobody's heard of, Obama, shows up and becomes a presidential candidate who was backed by, let's just say, a lot of money and influence. And nobody knew where this person came from. Now, not going to slam him. He has some class. The guy represented us quite well, I think, as far as how he spoke and everything you expect from a president. Now, no matter what you think of him, the Bilderberg meeting and group is the most influential people in the world. What could they possibly be talking about? It's not preventing a war. It's about what they're going to do with their influence to, let's just say, maybe slant things a little bit toward things that they believe in, good or bad. Of course, we know there's truly no good or bad. I have something to share with you about them and other powerful institutions organizations, and corporations. So, a little ironic, there are decisions being made, but I want to reinforce with you that you and I make the decisions. People in positions are revealing things about themselves through their words. Now, you've seen I did a video on words and how we're creating at every moment with them, how powerful they are. Every word that you say, every criticism, every judgment, every separation, correction. Well, this is the person you should vote for and whatever, you're still in programming. Not because of what you're choosing, but because you think everybody else should choose it too. We have to step away from that. So here's what I want to share with you. The programming that says that it's wrong or sinful or evil to have a lot of money has kept us in disempowerment, those who would do different things with that money. But here's what I want you to know. There are light beings, people who came here purposely, who hold great amounts of money and thus power, who are in all of those positions. In every organization, there are light workers. What's a light worker? Somebody who came here with the best intentions for the whole, the collective, others. And they see us as one beautiful energy field, working together and expressing ourselves individually. And those who criticize and make fun or separate us are still in the basement of the mansion, and I hope you find your way to the top because it's beautiful there, but it's your choice. So the question is, who are these people? We will not know. So be a little cautious about when you look at what certain people are doing and what their behavior is, and you maybe assume that they're making decisions unless you get a blatant display of ego gone wild. We also have to take charge and be the change makers. So again, we cannot blame anyone in power. You can call them puppets or whatever, but it's still part of an old programming that we're phasing out of, which means that the light workers in those institutions, organizations, corporations are going to start to make some different decisions without being too blatant about it. Thus, they got kicked out of their little group. And you're going to see some big changes starting to happen because we're ready for it. We want it. We are not little puppets ourselves going along with things that just don't feel good for the collective, for the good, for you, and not on a high frequency. And we're saying this has to change. I can't keep working in a job that's destroying the planet. How is that ever allowed? Come on over. DigitalExplorers.net. We're creating planet conscious businesses, a business you own online. I'm teaching you from scratch, and we pick what you love. How did we ever earn money doing things we hate? Those billionaires don't. Well, some of them might, but if they stepped into something they didn't choose. But those who created themselves as million and billionaires didn't do it for that. They did it for the passion. They did it for something they really loved, whether it was destructive or to the planet or not. Now we're taking it up a notch. We're going to do things we love, but we're going to choose things that everyone benefits from. That's the world we're going into. I'm creating it, others are creating it, and you can participate in it. I'm writing books that's telling you that you can change your life today. All right? I have free videos that show you that if you get to the root of the anxiety and the anger, whatever you're carrying with you, that you think it's always somebody else, right? It's them, it's my family. And they think, and I said, no, it's actually not. It's you. It's you. It's always us. When we take responsibility, we become the change makers that say, I'm the creator of all things, as are you, and you, and you. And everything is intelligent, and it has creative powers that is constant. Nothing's static. So everything's creating at all times. You are changing. There's no cell in your entire body that's sitting there it's dormant or stagnant. It's impossible. And everything is eternal. You cannot be created nor destroyed because you always have been, you always will. You'll transform into more and more beyond our comprehension. And I'm telling you right now, there's people on this planet, we're kicking in. It's now like go time. You know, we sat back and said, okay, we can't talk about certain things, and now we're doing it. But we don't have to go into that danger zone, right, to get kicked out of things, to say, I have to go in with peace and friendship and community and create a world that even those people that we all say are wrong or despise at some point, right, until you realize they're just functioning on a lower frequency, and that's it. What's my response to that? What am I going to create? And we're doing it right now. The light workers are going to step up. And we're speaking up more and more and more. But we're creating the very foundations that are going to allow us the option to step away from what hasn't worked. All right? So like I said, I'm going to train you how to create businesses. You should be a business person if that's what you want. If you're an entrepreneur, learn how to do it. But do it in a way that's not chasing more money. It's creating a life for you and to everyone out there that now contributes on the highest possible level, and that's affluence and abundance in every area of your life. And your health will improve, your relationships will improve, your energy field's higher, people will love to be around you, and those are going to out there going to want to join you. Now you guys, if you go into either one of my lists, I have the off-grid guys who are helping us purchase properties even if you have no money or credit. They're teaching us how to create event spaces, off-grid properties, gardens, whether it's a few acres or they have 160 acres. And so their investor came in and bought everything. They're cash flowing that property in the most amazing way, and they bought out their investor. This is possible. You can't say, I don't have enough money, or I don't have skills, or I don't have anything. You have everything it takes because you're perfect. You're perfect. I know that. You cannot be anything but perfect. Everything else you see is okay because it's the adventure and the journey. It's the exploration of perfection. So humans are the unconscious experience of consciousness. That's all we are. And we're going back into consciousness. I know what I am, but I'm still playing out this form. So I invite you to participate and watch, because I'm going to start to point them out. Some of the actions, maybe not the people, because we won't exactly know. We don't want to blow someone's cover. But light workers are in every area of what you think is wrong and corrupt. That's not exactly true. And they're going to start stepping out and doing some amazing things that we should have been doing for centuries, but we're learning, we're evolving. It's not wrong. We're there, we're ready now. Are you ready to join it? It's amazing. Those of you who want to learn how to detox your house, I use what's called Blue Land, and I have a link down in the description. It's my affiliate link. I use all of their products. I test them all. And I love them. I love all of them, and I know that my house is clean and it doesn't have the toxins, and nothing comes in plastic. We gotta make these decisions. You can do this. This is easy stuff, because there's a company that cared and is functioning on a high frequency and giving us options, and more of those are showing up every single day. So get excited. Maybe you're not seeing that. Well, start looking. Maybe you're focusing on the negative things, and that's what you're entangled with. Start looking at what's really going on out there. It's beautiful. It's amazing. And yes, there's other stuff. That's the dissolving of the world that's going to fight and claw to stay alive in the way it wants to. But the rest of us, we're focused over here. And if you want to join us, you are welcome to. Welcome, because all beings are equal and perfect. You are whole and strong, powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. You are perfect. Come join me.